It's about that time of day again, folks. Welcome back to your nightly newsletter, boys and girls. Joseph James here. It's Wednesday evening, October 14th, 2015. Yeah. Holiday shortened week here. Got to make our money. Excellent day today. But you know, we get a jam-packed newsletter in store for you guys. We get a plan for tomorrow. Crude is range-bound this evening, which means our plan is still fading the breakouts with failure patterns on Thursday. We get a plan for this sideways market on crude. We get inventories tomorrow, don't forget. How about the S&P? The E-mini S&P trending lower this evening, which means we're using channel rotation, measured moves, measured corrections in tomorrow's session. I got a plan for all you E-mini traders out there. How about the gold? The yellow metal is bullish with a capital B right now. Got another spike in channel going into tomorrow's session. We're looking again for deep corrections. The correction worked out perfectly in today's session. Are they going to give it to us again on gold? We're going to find out here tonight in just a few moments. How about the euro? The 6E is also bullish this evening. You don't see that very often. Euro and gold in the same direction. Anyways, euro is bullish this evening. Our plan is to look for those measured corrections back to support levels, followed by proof of the buyers for the next opportunity to follow this trend on the euro. We get a plan for you guys on crude, the E-mini S&P, gold, and of course the euro. But before we jump into today's charts, I do want to remind you to make sure you're watching this video on our trading blog here at sidewaysmarkets.com. If you're watching the video on our YouTube channel, wonderful. In the description of this video, you'll see a link to take you over here to our trading blog. A couple of reasons why. First of all, I would love to invite you out and test drive our live trade room as a guest. If you're not an advanced member of School of Trade and you'd like to get a free pass to attend our trade room, upper left-hand corner, right below the free pass, right above my ugly mug, pardon that, you'll see a spot to register for our nightly newsletter mailing list. Now you never have to worry about missing another newsletter ever again. Couple things here. I need your name, your email, yes, a real email, and then check your inbox. I'm going to send you a verification email to make sure you're not a robot. I don't think you're a robot, but if you are, I would appreciate it if you weren't on my newsletter. Don't forget, sign up for the newsletter below the video there. And then right below the video, you'll see a spot to download today's charts. All the charts for crude, S&P, gold, and euro, and some bonus charts I throw in there every evening. Right, you can download all those charts right below the video, following that link. And then over on the right-hand side, you can register for our trial. It's not the same as the free pass. You can test drive being a member here at School of Trade on our trial membership. On the right-hand side, you can read member reviews, see what it feels like to be a student, and of course, don't forget, we've always got someone standing by 24/7, 365 to give you guys any extra help you may need. Hope you guys are having a great week here so far. We get a short week here. Boy, the Cubs are continuing the playoffs. The Dodgers pulled it out last night. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little bit on edge. I was definitely a bit on edge. I love you, Kershaw, but you haven't given us much reason to be confident right now. Anyways, we live to see another day. Anyways, we got some work to do here. Enough about the baseball. I love this time of the year. What a great time of the year to be a baseball fan. Crude oil is range bound this evening. We do have a bearish bias to the range, right? We do have a bearish bias going into this range. So if somebody put a gun to my head and said, Joe, what direction you got, man? I would say, okay, I'm going to sell. Sell where? Sell at the high, right? You want to look for buyer failures at the highs on a range-bound market with a bearish bias. Now, we just got news came out. Remember, Monday was a holiday, so they're going to play tricks on us this week. They're going to push the API number to tonight, the DOE number to tomorrow. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you got to get some education on this stuff. Come out and see me as a student. Every week, typically, Tuesday evening, we hear from the API, the American Petroleum Institute, 4:30. That's tonight, 24 hours late. And typically on Wednesdays at 10:30, we get the DOE number. That didn't happen today. That'll be happening tomorrow at 11 a.m. tomorrow. So tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. is that big news for all you inventory gamblers out there. We don't trade news here. We trade around the news. That's how professionals do it. If you want to gamble, though, tomorrow your gambling hour is 11 o'clock on crude oil. We will be trading it, probably not right when that news comes out tomorrow, but we will be trading crude live in real time tomorrow if you need help with it. So we're range bound this evening. Bearish bearish bias to it, which means our plan will be to fade the breakouts with failure patterns on Thursday. Ultimately, the same plan we had for crude today, right? Worked out great today. Had a great session in our trade room today with this trading range. We'll be looking for seller failures to buy the lows, buyer failures to sell the highs of this range, while keeping an eye on the 2-try rule right now as we try to break out. Once again, that bearish tone to this right now tells me the best opportunity is going to be looking for buyer failure to sell that high. Not that I won't take a nibble at buying that low, but if I get a shot at selling this high, that's where you want to take it. And then remember, we are going to use the 2-try rule, 2 tries at the highs, 2 tries at the lows to qualify a successful breakout. I'm looking at you, members here at School of Trade. You guys should know exactly what I'm talking about. We've been working on that for the past couple weeks in our trade room. So my plan for a range-bound market, I'm looking for failures at the highs and the lows. I'm going to use range rotation, rotating the low up to the high, back down to the low. We'll be looking for overshoots and undershoots of that trading range. We'll use the 2-try rule to qualify for a rotational breakout. Don't forget, members of mine, you guys should know what I'm talking about. If not, come out and see me tomorrow morning. We'll do it together in real time. And now you guys have a plan for crude. Let's keep moving. Next up here on the docket this evening, the E-mini S&P. Now, we talked about this last night in last night's newsletter, right? If you remember, we had that line in the sand, right? Remember that, right? We sold it back up, tested it back down, right? Okay, so now here we are. We're now in a bearish rotational environment, right, for the week. We have a bear channel going on right now on the S&P 500. We're trending lower this evening, which means we're using channel rotation and measured moves, which means measured corrections, measured continuations in tomorrow's session. The best trades are going to come selling after a test up around the highs of this channel. And we're going to be looking for measured corrections to get into that resistance area overhead. So a couple things you want to look at on this chart right now. First of all, bear channel, pretty easy to spot that bear channel coming down, right? Midlines holding nice, right? Nice, well-behaved. This channel clearly went to finishing school, right? Remember that from a couple weeks ago? I love you guys for it, coming in and seeing me every evening. It was finishing school. Absolutely. That's an inside joke from a previous newsletter. Bottom line, bear channel. And then you can see here, volume is definitely weighted towards, right, the downside, right? It looks like we have kind of a pregnant volume profile right now, right? We definitely have volume tipping towards the downside. Now, with that volume tipping towards the downside, I can definitely see a volume spike right about here. That lines up right about that 94 even, 94 half, 92 area there. So that will be an easy area to look for a correction and then right back down. Couple things you want to be looking at right now on a bearish trending market. Remember, stay to the sell side here. If you're going to be buying this S&P right now, it's got to be a scalp until proven otherwise. What's our plan for a bearish trend? Measured moves. You can see we already have that measured move down. We may end up pushing a little bit lower. You know, markets love to get the job finished. So we haven't quite finished that measured move yet at 81. We'll call it 82. We made it as low as 82.5. Yep, 82.5. My eyeballs are not deceiving me. So we got about 82. So we still have, possibly a little token print before we jump back up, a little kicker before we kick back higher here. So we may go lower here. But right now, the easy money to the downside has been made. You want to now, talking about measured moves, that will turn now into channel rotations, right? So channel rotation, back up to the high. We want to sell it back down. Take your profit to the low, back up to the high, sell it back down. Channel rotations. We'll be watching for overshoots and undershoots, right? If we happen to overshoot that channel, we'll look for our overshoot up at the high. And of course, measured corrections. I think the most important thing right now is going to be combining that measured correction up around that volume spike. I can't tell you where that measured correction will go right now, but I've definitely got my eyes around this 94.5, right? 90, 92 even area up top. Again, I'll be looking for a measured correction back higher. That also will put us now up into that channel rotation area overhead. Mwah, beautiful. Now, one last thing. Once we get up top to this channel high tomorrow morning, make them prove it. Make them prove it. Okay, members, you know what I'm talking about, right? Always keeping an eye on the candlesticks, making sure we get proof before we go pulling that trigger right to the downside here again. Stay patient right now in this S&P bearish market. Now you guys have a plan for it. We'll be watching that market in real time tomorrow and, of course, in our chat room tomorrow as well. How about some yellow metal? How about some gold? Boy, oh boy, did we get a perfect spiking channel from yesterday? Jeez Louise, that was just beautiful. Remember that? Yesterday's chart, spiking channel up, right? Pull back. Yeah, that was easy today. Great stuff on the gold. And then sure enough, you're going to give it to us again. Another spike and channel today, 2 days in a row. Really, this is a beautiful looking chart right now. We get a volume pullback here on the gold. Where's my notes? There's my notes. There we go. I knew we had some notes up there. I knew I put some text on there. What are we looking there for gold? Gold is bullish with another spike in channel 2 days in a row going into Thursday's session. So we're looking again for a deep correction for the best opportunities. Spike in channels are screaming strength, but we should wait for the measured correction, possibly into that volume profile area. Right there. Right, a little volume spike. With these trending markets, now you wouldn't want to use volume profiling for range-bound markets, but for trending markets, they make for great areas to buy those pullbacks, right? You still need proof, but they give you a general area of where you'd be waiting for that price to pull back to. So the spike in channel tells us this market is strong, but we should wait for a measured correction, possibly into that volume support before getting proof that the buyers are taking back control for that next leg higher. So now, we're all experts on the spike in channel, right? Spike in channel. What do we think about when we see a spike in channel? What's the first thing that comes to mind? Yeah, right. I see a big bull flexing in the mirror, right? The bulls are flexing their bullish muscles right now. I'm having some fun with you on this. But obviously, though, spike in channel is a strength pattern. It is not messing around. That's where the spike in channel comes from, the strength. What's the next thing we think about with a bullish spike in channel? I imagine a bunch of bulls sitting around a poker table with all the chips in the middle, right? They're all in. The bulls, how do you think a spike in channel is created? The spike is from the bulls being fully committed, right? Just taking off to the upside and never looking back. That's why this lazy channel can be so misleading, right? We talked about that last night in the newsletter. Guys, if you haven't noticed yet, it's important that you watch every night's newsletter because we build on this stuff going into the rest of the week, right? You can definitely sit down one at a time and watch them, but you're going to get a lot more from this newsletter if you watch them every evening with me, right? Of course, I'm going to try to get you to watch every evening, right? If I'm going to work this hard for it, I want to see your smiling faces every night with me. But you definitely will be able to learn a lot more over a time period of watching it consistently. Apparently, consistently doing anything is the best way to do things. Yeah, we teach that very, very well here at School of Trade. So we know we're bullish. Spike in channel says strength. The buyers are all in. They're fully committed. Now we want to be a buyer, but we don't want to buy here. Why? Because those same bulls that bought this market up, they're going to have to take their chips. They're going to have to take their profit. Guys, how do you attract a bull? The color red, right? You got to get some red candles. You got to get some lower prices. That was a good one. You see what I did right there? You see what I just did right there? That was fun. I'm just kidding with you. We're looking for that measured correction. I know, Joe. Don't quit your day job. Stick to day trading. Stay away from the comedy act. Right? I'm trying to have some fun. I've been working all day. I'm trying to have some fun with you guys. So we know we have a measured correction, right? We've got to entice some more bulls into this market again, right? They already see the bullish trend. I want to see that measured correction. Possibly back into the volume spike, right? That little volume pullback we were talking about earlier, right? 1175. That also puts me into that spike and channel pullback zone. 76.2 to 73 even. Spike and channel correction zone, right? 68 even. So really what you want to wait for right now is to stay patient on this bullish trend, right? Don't forget our notes here for a bullish trend. Measured moves. We've already got that measured move higher. So that automatically tells me now, look for a measured correction. Channel rotation. We might get a little bit larger channel down here too. I didn't think about that earlier. We might get a little bit larger channel down there too. You don't really need that larger channel on there, right? You'll get everything you need there with that measured correction. Undershoots and overshoots are important things to these channels here. Measured correction, I think, is going to be the most important thing. I think that measured correction is going to be the most important thing. Again, volume profiling definitely tells me where to look for the area. And then once we pull back into that area, then it's all about proof. Unfortunately, guys, I can't give you all the proof here right now. I'm going to make you come out and join me tomorrow in the trade room as a member, and we'll talk about what we use for proof and what we use for that pulling the trigger, the entry trigger. All right, guys, you got a plan for gold tomorrow. Follow those bulls. And then how about this euro? Euro is bullish this evening, so our plan is to look for measured corrections to support, followed by proof of buyers for the next opportunity to follow this trend. We'll be watching the support zones listed below, and after we get proof of the buyers taking control again, we're going to use measured moves and channel rotations for targets on Thursday. Couple things here on this chart right now. As you can see, there's quite a bit on this chart. First of all, we got our long-term bull channel. Now, this long-term bull channel, this is a channel we call a dead man walking channel. In other words, the channel has already been broken, right? It's already been disrupted there. So this channel is a dead man walking channel. If you're a member of mine and you don't know what I'm talking about on that, we have a plan for a dead man walking channel, right? So keep an eye on that for tomorrow. If you don't know what it is, don't forget, send me an email, jj@schooloftrade, support@schooloftrade. We'll make sure to give you guys the info you need there on that dead man walking. That's the first thing here. We get a dead man walking channel. The second thing you see here is the volume profile. Look at the volume profile here. Another beautiful example of a market that is clearly trending higher right now. And we got a couple areas here to look for some volume spikes, right? We got the buy zone at 1460, the buy zone down around 1436. Those are going to be some great pullback areas for us to wait patiently for. Also, you'll notice here we have the measured move. That measured move has already happened. Looks very similar to gold right now, right? You'll see this is quite similar here to gold. We get that measured move up. So since we have that measured move higher, and we have the channel rotation completed, now what you want to look for is that measured correction, A, B, C, D, and then we're going to look for some proof that those buyers take back control again, and then keep an eye on this A, B, C, D, right? We've already got one A, B, C, D completed. We got one measured move completed, but keep an eye on this most recent one for tomorrow. That'll be where we're going to be looking for our targets here later on this week, right? And, of course, tomorrow's session later in the day tomorrow. So watch out for that measured move. We've got a measured move up. That's been completed. Looking for a measured correction back down into another measured move, right? Going higher tomorrow. Don't forget, wait for proof after the pullback. Always wait for proof, guys. We don't blindly buy and sell. We never blindly do anything, do we? Always get proof, right? If you got real money in the line, get that proof that you need. Guys, we're having a great week so far. I hope you are too. I want to thank you so much for being a part of our newsletter once again. Don't forget, you can download all the charts from tonight's video in that link below the video tonight. Grab your free pass. Register for the mailing list, and if you have some time, come on over here to schooloftrade.com. Check out the free trial. I take a lot of pride in the fact that you're going to learn more with me in 1 week on my trial than anywhere else on the interwebs. I can guarantee you that. And then while you're here, don't forget, I've always got someone standing by 24/7, 365 to answer all your questions. We have 3 levels of membership: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. We have a place for everyone here at School of Trade, and because we offer lifetime memberships, we don't nickel and dime our clients, whether you're a beginner or a veteran trader. Remember, being successful in day trading is like being successful in anything else in this life. It's like opening up a combination lock. It's not enough to have the numbers. You got to have the sequence, and that's what we do here at School of Trade. We don't just give you definitions and what ifs. We give you the proper way to do this like professionals do every single day in our trade room and our chat room. Guys, my name is Joseph. Trade room opens up tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Newsletter again tomorrow night at 8 p.m. You guys be well out there. Don't forget, send me some feedback. JJ at School of Trade. Don't forget to share this with a friend. Give me some comments below the video. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. 8 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. 8 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. Be there. I'll see you guys then. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye for now.